everybody, I'm Redbeard Anubis and welcome back to RBA Airsoft. Today we are talking about the VFC MP5A5 gas blowback replica. Let's get into it. Alright everybody, we're back with the, like I said, VFC MP5A5. This is the version 2. It is a gas blowback replica. It is manufactured by VFC, or Vega Force Company, as part of their gas blowback series. This is probably the most popular one in that series. This is the updated V2 model, or version 2, where it builds on the operating system and internal components. I've used this multiple times now, and it is very, very good and very, very reliable. We'll get into it more, but just a general description: it is gas blowback submachine gun replica. It has 3 firing modes with ambidextrous selector, of course safe, and then the 3 fire modes being single, 3 round burst, and full auto. The 3 round burst is nice on this because it's not a resetting 3 round burst, so if you pull off one shot, it doesn't remember the 2 that are left. It will give you a full 3 round burst, so it has no memory, which is very, very nice. I particularly like that. I can't use it in competition, sadly, because our field is semi-auto only, but hey, that's okay. I do enjoy it. It does come with one 30-round, heavy, chunky, real dimension, real weight MP5 magazine. And one thing I like about this, we'll talk about it later, but one thing I like about this magazine is that it's one of the easiest gas blowback magazines I've ever had to load. It's as easy as putting your fingers here, putting the speed loader on top, and just loading your 30 rounds. These magazines are 30 rounds. They do have CO2 magazines. I've never used a CO2 magazine, but from what I read is they do go kind of hot. So I'd end past this when I got it to take down the power level for indoor play. It was about 375 starting out, and then I had to knock it down to an impasse, and we'll get you some chrono footage down the road in the video when we talk about that. This is the A5 model, so it does have the classic A5 stock. It's not the J-type stock, it's the classic stock, which is really cool. This is not, you can't put AEG parts, stock parts, on the VFC with the way the back is. I do have a full A4 stock that I bought. So that will be coming on this, and also I might change out the foregrip to something else. I haven't decided. It does have an option for a threaded protector here, so you take off this counterclockwise front end here, and then you can thread on a threaded barrel, so that might be nice to do. And also, yes, this is HK slappable. It is one of my favorite things to do. It is satisfying when reloading to just go to town on it, and I love it. It's a full steel construction. It's stamped steel, upper and lower, follow the actual geometry of a real MP5. It has the polymer lower trigger pack, which is this portion here, and then the receiver, which is this portion here. Everything on here is steel. The end cap is steel. The stock doesn't, it has a little bit of wobble at the end, but honestly I've come to find that out to be less. I don't really mind it. It's there. Honestly, with a full stock, I don't even feel it. So I'm going to probably run this as an A4 version just because I do have that A4 stock and I really do like it. The front grip is polymer. It is standard MP5 parts compatibility with that. It has 2 sling loops, technically 3 if you get a 3-point, but 1 here, 1 here. I usually just run 1 on a single sling bungee on the back. It does have the fixed sights. It has a front post, which is right there, and then it has a rear diopter sight, which I usually leave the open sight. They do sell rail mounts for these. Now with the rail mounts, VFC does have a upped rail mount for the top of this for old, and like the claw mount that goes on top. They have low profile and they also have the high profile one. I have both. I haven't decided what I'm going to use on this, whether I'm going to keep it low profile. In the game I used this last, I did go low profile and it worked great. High profile, we'll see how that goes. The controls, it is ambidextrous, which is nice for the fire selector. It does have the functioning charging handle, as you guys see. It does have 2 magazine releases. It has a paddle release here and also a button release. The button release honestly is not bad. Magazines are tight going in, which I like as well, but yeah, the magazine button release is very easy for me with my bigger hands to get to. If you have smaller hands, even for my bigger hands, they kind of, you have to break your grip to get them out. So really, I just personally use the paddle. The paddle's easier if you're following standard MP5 doctrine on how to reload. Just up, lock open, pull your magazine out, insert new magazine in, slap the bolt home. We're not going to close the bolt on an empty magazine. That can break your nozzle, so just so you know, I would not suggest doing that. I've heard of issues with that, so I'm not going to even risk it. Alright, the approximate weight and dimensions of this thing, with the stock extended, it's about 27 inches roughly. Stock collapse, it gets shorter with 19 inches, obviously. The weight, it is a pretty chunky boy. It does come in at about 6.5 to about 6.8, so 3/4 pound. And that's without the magazine. With the magazine, it's a little heavier. The magazine weight, empty with no gas, no BBs, is about 1.5 pounds. So it is a chunky boy. It feels like the real thing. You definitely feel the heft, but that's okay. I personally like that. I like the real feel of the gas blowbacks. That's why I love gas blowbacks and using them. It does use the closed bolt gas operated system. So every time the handle does not cycle, but just to show, every time you fire, it comes open, picks up the next BB, and closes. That's pretty much how that works. Okay, let's talk about the V2 internal revisions, and then I'll tell you what I pre-upgraded with this before I got it. Compared to the original V1 system, the V2 has an updated bolt carrier geometry, so it has less grind inside the receiver. It has a revised nozzle and gas delivery components, which are really nice. They work extremely well. Reinforced internal contact points and wear points, because they saw a lot of that in the V1 model. The V1 model was absolute terrible, and a lot needed to be done to make it workable. The V2 has improved on that, in my opinion. It is a lot better than the V1. Updated magazine interface. The magazines, like I said, are fantastic and easy to reload. The stop-on empty. I actually can show you that if I lower the magazine instead of slapping it home. This one thing is annoying. So it basically closes like that. It stops on the magazine, on the follower, and then when you pull your empty magazine out, it closes. So that's how they do it. Is it realistic? No. Does it work? Yes. I haven't seen any issues with it. And honestly, I do know when I'm empty or I have a magazine issue because I can just look and go, oh, empty, okay. Open, magazine out, new magazine in, slap her home. So that is kind of weird, I will say. It works. It's not the WeTech where it actually does a full stop and the trigger goes dead. The trigger does go dead, but that's because the bolt's out of battery. Door! Got him. So the upgrades I did on this was the ViperTech AEG upgrades. I did the same upgrades on my WeTech G36 gas blowback model. This thing has a new barrel, a tighter inner bore barrel, as well as a new hop-up, which the stock hop-up's okay. It's not bad. I could have left it as is, but I figured if I'm going to do it, I might as well get it done early. And honestly, that is one of the good factors of how accurate this is and how well it performs is those pre-upgrades. I got that done at Swift Airsoft. That's where I got this from. They're actually really good about shipping into the U.S. with the current market the way it is, so that's a thought for that. Not an endorsement or anything, just saying my experience as always. Most of these changes they did make were for better consistency and reliability, which I have seen. The hop-up system is adjustable. It is kind of crappy for adjustment in that sense because it does require a partial disassembly of it. This is actually really tight here. I might need a tool. Let's use the magazine. We could just use the magazine. Maybe. I don't know. It's really tight. You know what? We're just going to leave it. It is underneath the handguard here. It's in the front. It's a wheel in front. So we will... it's under there. It's very positive, very easy to get to once you get this off. The parts on here are tight and the tolerances are good. The most wobble I have is the collapsible stock. The full stock, I really don't have any wobble. Everything else is tight. It's snug. It fits well. It does come with a standard gas blowback inner barrel, which usually is the same as AEG stuff. Honestly, to tell you the truth, with the upgrades, I don't even look at the stock anymore with it. I prefer the upgrades in it. It performs well. I really do enjoy it. The hop-up adjustment, though, like as you see, is not extremely adjustable for on-the-fly shots. So make sure you get it set before you start your game. That's my biggest thing. Make sure you get it set, and then you're good to go. So performance characteristics with this, the velocity out of the box is anywhere between 360 and 390 feet per second with 0.20 gram BBs. Obviously that varies with gas blowback on gas type, ambient temperature, magazine temperature, all that jazz. When I originally fielded this, it was in the middle of January, and without putting an MPAS in yet to lower the FPS, it was actually shooting at 1.1 joule, 1.2 joule, but mostly 1.1. In that ballpark, it was like perfectly 355, almost 360 feet per second, which I was really surprised. So I ran it, and it ran fine. Then I went to go check it out again before I brought it to the field again, and it was way over. So we had to take apart the bolt in the back, disassemble, pull it out, put an MPAS in there. MPAS performs great. It is now within field limits, and it is extremely consistent. That's one thing I have noticed with this. It is very consistent. Cyclic rate increases with a higher gas pressure and warmer temperatures, and a full auto performance can be affected by cooldown for extended period of time. Yeah, I see that. You'll have some slowdown or hiccups depending on how many times you recharge or reuse magazines. In terms of gas efficiency on semi, though, I have not seen any of those issues. With well-placed single shots that I normally use, it performs extremely well. The effective range of this is pretty much 130 to 150 feet, give or take, in my opinion. Out past that, it's kind of eh. I use .3s with this when I'm on the field. It is suggested, especially for gas blowbacks like this, that you're using heavier weights, anything from .28 to .32. So my suggestion would be just do the .3s. It's good balance in between. Keeps stuff nice and constant. Keeps a good distance. For an SMG with a smaller length barrel, it's honestly not too shabby. Recoil is fantastic. That's why I do like this gun. And you guys, if you watch the short, which will obviously be up on the channel by this time, you'll see the firing. And yeah, it's satisfying. It's nice. It's a good feel. It's not too much, not too little. Having fired a real MP5, this is not the same, but it's dang close. It is extremely fun and controllable to shoot, the real one, and this is also extremely fun and controllable to shoot. And I'm surprised how close it actually was. The bolt does stop, like I said, on the magazine follower, so that's kind of weird. You do not reload on a closed bolt. Again, there's a chance you could break the nozzle. That's why put it open, put the new magazine in, slap it home. That's the best way to do it. Just get used to doing that with the MP5. With the MP5 manual of arms, anyway, you would open your bolt, new magazine in, slap it home. And yes, I love slapping this thing. It deserves it. It needs it. I needs it. I love it. All right. What can I say? I have a slappable MP5 for Airsoft, and it's so much fun. You don't understand how much fun it is. It is fantastic. It's one of the best portions of it. Even with the reloads, it's great. I love it. Back to the magazine. So the magazine is all metal construction. It does hold 30 rounds. Gas fill is at the base. Make sure when you are using magazines for the first time, you do purge them, meaning load gas in. Hit the button on the back to let the gas out of the top nozzle, and purge your magazines first. Get everything out that's already in there, and then reload with a full load of gas, and go to town on that. Like I said, loading is extremely simple on this. It does require seals on there, that lubrication. Using green gas, though, you shouldn't have an issue. They should lube your seals over time. Honestly, these magazines are extremely chunky. I have 7 of them. They are not cheap, but they are worth it with only being 30 rounds. And in terms of loadout, you feel it. You feel the weight of this. It feels like you're carrying a real system. It's not light like a normal airsoft system is. So keep that in mind. If you want the realistic feel, this platform is fantastic in that aspect. There are issues with cold weather with this. It is effective. Luckily, the new field I play at is all temperature controlled, so I have not had any major cooldown issues with gas blowback. They function at any time of the year, which is great. They keep the field at a constant, nice temperature, so you don't have to worry about that. Outdoors, you probably would not use this in winter months, very cold months. I've never tried. I have no experience with that. But from what I've seen online, it's not that great in cold temperatures. So if your field's not temperature controlled, this may not be the one for you. It is designed primarily for those warmer temperatures, like I was just saying. Performance below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, it's kind of, I don't know. Gas blowbacks are weird in that sense. but I enjoy them. I enjoy all the quirks with them. You got to commit to them. You got to do extra stuff with them if you want it to actually be an enjoyable experience for you. Maintenance, as a gas blowback, everything that I'm saying is with it, there comes extra things, extra steps. With gas blowbacks, you're going to have to treat it almost like a real firearm in that sense. Once you're done with it, break it apart, clean it. It requires regular lubrication of the bolt carrier, the nozzle, the magazine seals, periodic inspection of all the wear components within it with the lower trigger pack and the bolt where it rides in the receiver. Failure maintain can affect cycle and reliability. That's true. I sadly used some crappy BBs. I thought they would be fine, but they broke apart within the system, and I was having issues with that. Don't use crappy BBs. Use nice, actual BBs for them. So I use Evix Japanese spec brand BBs, honestly, because those never had an issue with them at all. Even their .12s, which is crazy. .12s on this is ridiculous. AEPs, not bad, but that's another video for another day. Alright, parts compatibility and upgradability. There are plenty of aftermarket parts for this. You can replace a lot of the plastic stuff inside with metal components. I know RawTech has a lot of upgradable components to them. Personally, I'm going to run the stock stuff until I start to see or have issues with it. I have not upgraded that. The only thing I'm going to upgrade is probably, like I said, the VFC MP5A5 stock, and also a rail, and then also change out the threads for, the muzzle for threads. That way I can have a tracer on here. I think I might actually start using a tracer on this MP5. That would be a lot of fun, especially for lights out games. And then maybe a rail. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how far and deep I want to go into it. Personally, I like the classic look, and the A4 stock and the rail might be the only two I go for. We'll see down the road. Inner barrels, hop-up bucking. I did do those through ViperTech, through Swit Airsoft. They pre-upgraded it for me, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. Impasse, that was placed in as well to lower down the FPS. And like I said, the reinforced bolt and trigger components. I did see Bada Bing, great channel for gas blowbacks if you've ever seen it. If you've never seen it, I don't know what you're doing, because that's fantastic. The bolt, his bolt did break. Not the handle, but the actual bolt carrier inside, which is crazy. It's not really a bolt carrier, it's more of a bolt arm. The cylinder inside, the bolt cylinder, it did snap in half after a year and a half or 2 years of HK slaps. So that's pretty good, honestly. That's not bad at all. And honestly, to tell you the truth, when that point comes, we'll look at upgrading, but until then, I'm going to keep it where it's at. Have no issues with it as it is right now. A lot of these parts are going to be available overseas. This gun's only available overseas. Can't get it in the US right now. This is one gas blowback I really, really wanted next to my G36, so I spent the extra money and got it, and it has been worth it. Honestly, to tell you the truth, field considerations for this, people need to remember that they are gas blowbacks. You're going to have realistic capacity in your magazines. These aren't AEG magazines, mid-caps, even with 120 rounds for MP5s, you have 30, so keep that in mind. Reload frequency, some people call that a con, I call that a plus. And also the weight increase, it is heavy compared to an AEG. Even an all-steel AEG, the mags aren't anywhere near the weight of these chunky boys. But the system emphasizes realistic weight and handling characteristics, which is something I really love and enjoy with using this. In summary, the VFC MP5 A5 V2 gas blowback is a gas blowback MP5 pattern airsoft replica with steel externals, a closed bolt operating system, and the revised V2 internals. It uses gas-filled magazines, features functional MP5 controls, requires some routine maintenance for consistent gas blowback performance. However, if you want the ultimate MP5 experience, in my opinion, look no further. This is it. This is, in my opinion, one of the best MP5s for gas on the market. And people love their WeTech Apaches. I'm not knocking them. I've never had one, but in terms of my experience, I haven't seen nothing but good things from the V2 and working. I think they finally worked out all the kinks. There's a little things here and there, but we'll keep you updated. We'll probably make a follow-up video as the years go on this, just to see how it's doing and what I've done to it. But as of right now, I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, we shall see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Bye.